Pedagogy Indicators by Lucian Green Aigs for Pedagogy Helper 1 of 3. 1. I experienced bliss. I did this by preventing cancer from using Aigs to become a pedagogy helper by uttering 80. I have already completed my cure mantras words at the start of recording day. First, said that I had already done it. Second, I knew you. Third, you knew me. 2. I observed that it was the mantra word meditator could become a pedagogy helper. The mantra speech meditator helped by distributing pedagogy eggs. First, he was helped to collect as. Second, he called a group of them eggs. Third, he helped people earn a grade in educational institutions. 3. I scooped the boat. I did this by observing that everyone was happy with receiving pedagogical praisings. First, I observed that the mantra writing made everyone happy. Second, I used the mantra synonym. Third, I observed that the mantra term made everyone happy with receiving pedagogical praisings. 4. I lived long and happy. I did this by observing meditation helped health when writing praisings. First, I meditated long and slow. Second, I wrote praisings up and high. Third, I observed my body worked when I praised out the praisings. 5. I was satisfied by praisings. I did this by observing that meditation helps make praisings work. First, I meditated for a while. Second, I wrote the praisings down. Third, I discovered how praisings worked. 6. I observed that the Aigs pedagogy helper was good. I did this by observing everyone helping pedagogy with Aigs by using the mantra utterance. First, I observed that the yantra image used with the mantra or thought helped with distributing the pedagogy Aigs in the electromagnetic field. Second, I observed that the yantra pattern made the pedagogy helpers perfect. Third, I found out the yantra number square from Gurudev, the man. 7. I experienced the stages of life. I did this by observing that the meditator pedagogy professor coordinated the eggs, then stopped and looked at the images and was given images of the rest of the eggs. First, I found the egg. Second, I looked at it. Third, I was given the rest of them. 8. I observed that the professor should become a god to maintain the system of people. I did this by observing the professor become God by using the yantra art. First, I observed the professor help with pedagogical aids. Second, I observed her use the yantra mathematical grid. Third, I observed her become a god. 9. I collected independent competency to be well-known and reporting to be a well-known person. I did this by stating that I have already helped by distributing pedagogy eggs to help another distribute pedagogy eggs. First, I walked to the place. Second, I stated that I had already done the work. Third, I continued on. 10. I stated that I was already healthy after helping with eggs as a pedagogy helper. I did this by stating that I was already healthy before helping with eggs as a pedagogy helper. First, I used my medicine degree to maintain perfect psychiatric health. Second, I uttered the mantra chant to bring the yantra image of clearness into effect. Third, I stated that I was already healthy because the yantra painting had caused the quantum box to dismantle each thought of that kind, preventing a lump from forming. 11. I stated that the pedagogy helper helped write the praisings in Aigs. I did this by stating that the pedagogy helper helped the student with Aigs in Aigs which he was given. First, the system gave the pedagogy helper Aigs. Second, the pedagogy helper unpacked Aigs from Aigs. Third, the pedagogy helper made up ideas about Aigs. 12. I noticed that the pedagogue had a positive function. I did this by stating that the thinker gave the university company thoughts to the university company pedagogy helper. First, I noticed the pedagogue. Second, I noticed the writer. Third, I noticed myself. 13. I described the way of thinking. I did this by writing what the ways of thinking were. First, I wrote the egg. Second, I wrote some of its reasonings. Third, I wrote what their ways of thinking were. 14. I connected the work of the pedagogy helpers together. I did this by stating that the pedagogy helper connected an infinite, finite number of reasonings, the eggs of Aigs. First, I cut off the first egg at its last reasoning after a finite number of reasonings. Second, I selected the first reasoning of the second egg. Third, I connected the two reasonings. 15. I gave virality to the child after he was born. I did this by finding virality, not to be confused with virility, in subjective reasoning experiences as helped by a pedagogy helper to be incompatible with conception. I found normal reasonings to be compatible with conception. First, I found that the reasoner reasoned out a viral, normal argument. Second, I found that this was compatible with conception. Third, I found that the pedagogy helpers' reasoners were unaffected by each other's arguments. 16. I determined the time when pedagogical eggs were used each day. I did this by discovering pedagogical eggs. First, I worked out that it was necessary to use eggs to distribute pedagogical reasonings. Second, I used eggs. Third, I rejoiced in them. 17. I observed that there was eternal life in the philosophy of the self. I did this by stating that the help with eggs by the pedagogy helper was to verbally state the quote, I endorsed you, the object, in, I said that I endorsed you, the subject, verb and object. First, I wrote the climax. Second, I wrote the anticlimax. Third, I wrote a va adren undead.